meaningless is a website I'm sure all of you are familiar with and are aware of. At least most of you should be, because I'm sure that most of you probably use it to track the anime you have and haven't watched. As you can see, we're currently on meaningless website because it's relevant for the topic that I'm going to talk about right now. And that is mal scores. And what exactly goes into a mal score? Well, not what goes into it, that's a terrible way to put it. That makes it sound like I have inside information. But just to talk about mal scores in general. And the best way for me to do this is we're going to go to anime, and we're going to go top, which will filter, well, not filter, but it will list them via score. As you can see, we have them in score order, with Fullmetal Alchemist still being in the number one spot. I believe it was not too long ago replaced by Gintama, although as we can see now, that has fallen down. Whether or not that is due to the usual thing that happens with Fullmetal Alchemist fans and review bombing series that overtake it or not, we'll never know, because I wasn't paying attention when it happened. But that's by the by. Mal scores. Why do people put so much credit into them? Well, because they are probably the most, quote-unquote, most accurate representative thing that we have for judging whether an anime we haven't seen is good or not. For example, if you've read a manga and it's getting an anime adaptation, you'll know whether it will be good or not based on the manga you read, the source material. However, if it's something you know nothing about, be it based off a light novel you've not read, a manga you've not read, a webtoon you've not read, if you don't know whether it will be good or not, typically you'll look at its mal score, and if it's above 7, you'll probably go, okay, people like it, so I'll probably like it, and you'll watch it. The reason I say above 7 is basically because 7 is considered the quote-unquote average for mal, which is quite strange, given that average should be 5. And if you look at the mal score system, it says that 5 is average. In fact, let me just do a quick example so you can see. If we take, alright, so if we have a look at this for a Warrior Monogatari second season, if I click this and I click the drop down for the scores, as you can see, 5 is average. However, the average score, or what is considered an average show on mal, is 7, which is actually good. So it's quite interesting to see that the general consensus of what an average or meh show is, maybe not meh, well, meh would be 6, when in reality I'd say meh would be around 4 or like a low scoring 5, even though a low scoring 7 or a high scoring 6 would be meh, which goes completely against what these words mean, which show people don't quite understand why they're putting each number or what they're putting each number for. Either that, or people overestimate. This is the more likely thing: is people overestimate the quality they think the quality of a show they've watched is. I butchered that sentence and it now makes no sense, but you kind of get what I'm saying. People over praise a show when they're reviewing it. Say they watch something bad. Well, they don't want to think they've wasted their time, so say it's bad, well, they might just give it a 6. Say they watch something that's pretty average, well, it's a 7, because if bad is 6, then average must be 7. And they've just bumped all these up by 2. And so that is why on mal, if you see something with a 7 or above, well, above a 7, it should be worth watching your time, and if it's below a 7, doesn't necessarily mean it's not worth your time, it just means the general consensus is that it's not the greatest. Or at least it's below average in terms of quality in some form or another. And if it's anywhere in this range of 5 or below, then something has gone horribly, horribly, horribly wrong. I'm looking at you, Exarm, a generally... Oh god. There's other stuff you can do on mal, but we're not going to worry about that. There we are. But that was just to show to you the, metric for the scores. Also, look at this. Second, third, and fourth all have 9.09. Strange, weird coincidence, but that means that second place is split across 3 shows and then 5th. So it's first, second, 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 5th. Very, very strange. But yes, mal scores are the best metric we have for measuring the quality of a show, other than your own personal opinion after you watch it. However, I think they are a little bit bullshit. As I mentioned a little bit ago, with Fullmetal Alchemist, there is review bombing, or review boosting, in you boost the show's reviews, or you bomb them to make them worse. And this happens quite a lot. Now, I don't want to get into the whole mal fandom, FMA fandom bullshit here, but an example of it is FMA fans reviewing series like Gintama and Fruits Basket and Attack on Titan. Because it has happened, and it does happen. So, mal scores are relatively inaccurate when you get to the higher scores because, well, a lot goes on up here that is, I guess you'd call, quote-unquote, political. Especially with this, where people seem to want this to be the #1 anime on mal, even though being #1 on mal means literally nothing, because at the end of the day, mal scores are an arbitrary number to say, is this show good? Yes or no. And really, that's all they are. Mal scores are just bullshit metrics to determine, is a show worth me spending several hours to watch, or will I waste my time, or is it so atrociously bad that it might be hilariously good if I'm absolutely inebriated beyond survival while watching it. And that's really all there is to it. Mal scores are a bit of a sketchy thing in many, many regards, and yeah, that's all I really have to say about it. And now that's out of the way, that's the video done. I have one thing I want to say. I've started streaming on Twitch very, very randomly. I say very randomly. I've streamed 2 weeks in a row at the same time, but they're pretty inconsistent as to whether I'll stream then again. It was like 3 in the morning on a Saturday. But yeah, I stream. I play League. I played Valorant in one stream. I have technically streamed 3 times, but 2 of them were in one day with an hour break in between. But that's beside the point. But yeah, it's Animosity, like my YouTube, but with the I's replaced with ones. If you want to check out the streams, you're more than welcome to. I'd really appreciate it. Just like I'd appreciate if you like this video, leaving a like, comment, a sub, and hitting the notification bell if you really feel like it. That was a terrible transition, but what do you expect from someone that's just kind of doing the YouTube spill just because they feel like they have to transition into the ending of a video? And with all that said, I've been Animosity, you've been you, and I'll see you all next time for another video. Ta-ta, for now.